What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently in the middle of seeing, I guess, the previous generation of superstars and players eventually, slowly. For some people, it's, they're in their 40s, like LeBron. These guys are slowly coming towards the end of their career, leaving the game forever. And we are in the stage now where we're looking for the next big box office player. I wanted to discuss who I think personally is going to be that next box office player, that next player that everybody must see and has to watch in order to be satisfied with the NBA, the next guy that you can look at as the face of the NBA, and someone that's going to create the NBA loads of money. So who's that going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of answers here. I'm not going to just... I'm going to say one person that I think is going to be, but there are loads of players. There are loads of talents out there in the world. There are loads of players that could be the next face of the NBA. We are in my opinion, the most skillful era of the NBA we have ever seen. So with that being said, who's that next box office player? I'll list a couple, but I'm going to name the one that I think is going to be the one in the future, or maybe probably already in the present at this point. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the next box office player in the NBA. Who is that going to be? Again, we're in that situation now. LeBron is near the end of his career. He's the main box office guy. He makes the NBA loads of money, and he's the most popular player in the league today. Kevin Durant, very close to retirement. Stephen Curry is getting a little bit older. He's admitted he's only got a couple of years left. So loads of guys who have been at one point or another the face of the league, the most popular players in the league, the guys to make the NBA loads of money, and the face of the NBA. These guys are coming towards the end of their career. So just like any business, just like any sporting teams, just like any organization, when the superstars of your league begin to retire and move on from your organization, it is your job to build the next superstars and to make these guys the most charismatic people possible, the most energetic, these most lovable, the most hateable, whatever it is. Just make them the next face of the league. And that's what every sporting organization does. They find a way to make the next guy the best guy you could possibly think of. And yes, we are in the most skillful NBA period of all time. I look at guys like Giannis taking over the league, Luka taking over the league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won the championship recently, was the MVP of the league. Nikola Jokic, in my opinion, is the best player in the world. Loads of talents out there that are producing at a massively high level. Wembanyama won't be far behind them, ladies and gentlemen. You got guys right now, Cooper Flag, NBA draft, first overall pick. He could be that next face of the league everybody's projecting to be. There could be someone that maybe you don't expect. Matas Bazelis comes to mind. Maybe he's a guy that not many people expect to be the face of the league, but he'd come out and be a superstar. Who really knows? But I have one guy in mind. One guy in mind who I think has everything to be the next face of the league and to be the next box office hit for the NBA. And I think he's currently already a box office hit for the NBA, because I think this guy has everything you could possibly want and then some. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably have already guessed it, but today I'm going to talk about who I think is the next future, I guess, face of the league, and it's Anthony Edwards for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, I'm not personally sure if it's going to be with Minnesota or elsewhere. I really don't know. Maybe there is a future where you see Anthony Edwards leaves Minnesota and goes to a larger market and becomes a true marketing genius and box office hit in the league. But what I will tell you is that guy has everything you can want from a guy that could be the face of the league. For starters, amazing at basketball. Offensively, highly athletic, good from the three-point line. Overall, a massive bucket getter, can beat you in isolation, can beat you in team play. Phenomenal scorer. And I think you have to be a good scorer in this league in order to get to the face of the league. Secondly, superstar player, because he does a lot more than just score. Defensively, he's always looking for the challenge and guarding the next best thing. He's a guy that's very good at rebounding for his size. He's a guy that helps his team win in every capacity, and he's a phenomenal player in that regard, and he knows how to win basketball games. He knows how to turn it on when the lights are bright. He knows how to turn it on when his team's behind. He will step up for you. He will be, I guess, fearless in those moments. We've already seen it at the young age that he currently is, and I only think it's going to get better with time. Number 3, the charisma is unmatched. This guy is charismatic as hell. I mean, you look at him and you just think this guy's got it all. That's honestly how I feel when it comes to Anthony Edwards and the NBA. Like, I think it's genuinely that he's that guy. He is that guy in that regard. Charismatic. He talks very open and honestly, man. He doesn't really necessarily care about the consequences of the way that he speaks. When he gets asked questions, he's very, you know, lighthearted sometimes about it. He cracks jokes. He's very good with the media. These all add to, in my opinion, the reasoning why he could be the next face of the league. And there is another thing as well that I feel like players do have this, but with Anthony Edwards, it's nice that he has it as well. And it's the competitive spirit. When you piss Anthony Edwards off, it's like MJ in that regard. He gives you the death stare. He gives you the death stare, like he's looking at you. And then sometimes he'll trash talk you as well. I mean, he's a guy that's not afraid to speak his mind in that regard as well. So not only can he be charismatic, lighthearted, make jokes, make everything entertaining, but he's also a guy that if you piss him off, he's going to come at you verbally and physically. And you should be very afraid of that as well, because he could back it up on the court. Look, it's not a guarantee that he's going to be the absolute face of the league. It's not a guarantee. But when I look at the superstars of this league, I mean, some of them have all those attributes that I mentioned with Anthony Edwards. Some people do have the charismaticness. Some people obviously have that competitive drive and the ability to trash talk and all those things. Some people could most definitely back it up on the court as well. But I don't think many players in this league have that all combined. You know what I mean? I look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, right? Phenomenal player, can back it up on the court, and in his own way is very charismatic in the way that he plays, in the way that he kind of approaches the media. But I've never seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trash talk anyone in my life. You know, that side of the game for me is very important when you're talking about promoting and media and stuff of that nature. I think the NBA would rather promote an Anthony Edwards over a Shai for that specific reason. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world, but most people don't even think he likes basketball. So promotional-wise and media-wise, that's probably not the best guy to go with as the face of the league, even if he is the best player in the world. So yeah, I feel like Anthony Edwards is the guy that they should be looking at in that role, and hopefully he can live up to the plate. I think the most important thing is his team needs to continually be good in each and every single season. He has to be in the race for championships every time he steps foot on the court, because the greats, they're in there. Kevin Durant, when he was the face of the league with the Warriors, he was in championship seasons. Stephen Curry, the greatest point guard alive, was in championship seasons all the time. LeBron James made like 10 finals in a row. You know, competing for championships every time. I think Anthony Edwards needs to eventually get into that situation with Minnesota, or with the team that he's currently, that he goes to after Minnesota, whatever it is. And if he can do that, the face of the league is his, man. I really believe that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.